rock back here. My friend and fellow collector Ed Hodges contacted me a few weeks ago and mentioned there was a 220 slant at a local auction just probably five miles down the road from me. You know, I've never been to that place. I've always wanted to. Kept talking about it, never did do it, so I jumped on it that night. And yeah, I had the winning bid, $21. One little ding in it there, probably happened at the auction. Looks kind of new. A little bit of rust in the vent. It's not bad. That's no big deal. Check out that old globe. Beautiful. Okay, it's not the original globe, but like I said, it is old, it is beautiful. And I did order a replacement mica. Ordered a Rob Butts mica. That'll be going on the back of my little camper. First thing I'm going to do, good catch. I'm going to get this old globe out of here. Put it somewhere for safekeeping. Alright, I've never owned a slant. Never fiddled this. So this is, like I said, it's new to me. And you'll be right here with me. These wing fuel caps, they got an odd size gasket, but I do have some over here in my gasket drawer. Trying to decide where I want to start. Let's go ahead and see if we can get that screw out of there before we loosen that. See if just a chance. Well, yeah, that one's really loose. Alright, let's go ahead and get that generator. It's a 5/16. Hopefully we can turn that without heat. Yep, she's turning pretty free. Needle is going up and down. There. It's going to turn right off by hand. Even had to lock this thing down on the vise yet. Let's see if we're lucky enough to get these to turn. No, I don't think we're going to be as lucky with these. We're going to, yeah, that cap's turning, but I'd rather the tube turn. Tighten that back down a little bit. I'm missing a burner screen. I just pushed it out one or the other. I may have just pushed it through inside the tube. Just my cap trying to turn off again. There we go. That's what I'm wanting on that one. Try something else. Might have just enough room to get that vise on there and give that a turn. There we go. She's moving now. That little, I'm not sure what this is called. It locks that valve in place. It's a little shield, protects the valve. As that screw turns against it, it locks the valve in place. It's an odd little number right here. She's flowing free. Drop that in the vinegar. I'm not going to boil it. That plastic or whatever that's made out of is not plastic. I'm not sure what that is. Bakelite. I don't have a clue. But I'm just going to drop that in the vinegar and let it soak. Okay. I deleted it out, but I tried to remove that air tube. I don't think it comes out. I think that's set in there stationary. Except I think it's stationary. I don't think it's going to come out of there. If it does, it's beyond me. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to run my spring through it, clean it out. So next step is just get this nut off the bottom. 11/16. I'm pretty sure that's it. Like that. And there's just barely enough room where that slopes. Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It's an oddball for me. I never use 11/16 for anything. Okay, that's an odd shape. The socket's only going there at an angle. I don't like that. So try this number right here. I think it might work. Look here. That came loose. Get the brass fit in there that's not nickel plated. I don't think there's any reason to take that loose. It'll flow. Let's see what happens. Oh, yeah, look at that. I don't think there's any reason to take that off. Collar's in good shape, it's a little dirty. Odd little pickup tube. Sam's telling me that it bends, and it does. See if it's clear. That thread's off. Yeah, it's got little hairline fractures around it. That's why it threaded off so easy. That's why it was hard to come out of there. It's kind of flared out. like a generator tip on the end of there. Let's see if it'll turn out. Yeah. These small parts. And I'm scared to put that in there with my generator tip. I'll get them mixed up and they won't be the same. Same size hole. No. Let's remember, generator tip is flat. You can't even see a hole in that thing. Now this has got a big hole in it. We'll try to remember that. That's tight. Not too bad. The old style check valve. It's shaking a little bit, but it don't sound like it's real free. I think it's the same one that's in the mil-spec lanterns. Looks like it anyway. Alright, back to these. I've had this soaking in vinegar a few minutes. I didn't want to leave it in there too long because of that nickel. Here's something rattling in it. It didn't really sound like rust. I've heard rust in a lot of these things over the years, and you get to know the sound of it. And I stuck a magnet in there and I couldn't pick anything up. But I did start shaking some out in my hand. Man, that looks like tree leaves. I guess it could be the coating. They put a coating in them back then, I don't know. But I got some stuff first come out like sand, and then like the leaves coming out of there. Whatever it is, the magnet won't stick to it. So, I mean, like it's just sand. Whatever it is, there's a bunch of it. Yeah, I would imagine they did put a coating in them back then, and it's broke loose. Either that or some youngins have got a hold of it at a campsite and pretending they was fueling it with fuel, filled it full of dirt and debris. EBs. Alright, like I said, I've got my oven going down there. This oven cleaner works a whole lot better when it's warm. It's cool out here today and rainy. So I'm going to Alright, I got that oven set just under 200 degrees. It's about as low as I can get my flame. So let's let that heat up and let that oven cleaner do its work. I'm not going to dig it out of there because it's flowing, but it's got a little piece of brass mesh up in there. On the outside, it's got two little holes that the fuel will come through, and then it'll filter through that brass screen. Like I said, this has got little stress cracks. Let's see if I can close that up just a little bit. So I know they're just going to push right back open. Snap that right back. Watch me go on the wrong end. Lost my mind. I think that'll do it. Now this one should turn right loose because one of them was loose already. Yeah. A replacement burner screen. Alright, I tried not to get no water in that fount, but just to be on the safe side, let's put some denatured alcohol in there. Put the denatured alcohol in there. Give her a good shake, and that will absorb all that water if there's any in there. I don't think I got any in it, but just in case something splashed, better be safe than sorry. Okay, I don't think it's going to do much good, but I'm going to hit this a little bit on the buffer. I got a little mother's mag on there. Alright, like I said, I had my doubts. Let's see what it done. Alright. Like I said, I had my doubts, but it cleaned up a lot better than I thought it was going to. I like it. Man, if it didn't have that ding in it right there, and I guarantee that happened at the auction that night. Or prior to it. A couple more little bitty ones right there. But I'm tickled with it. Get my eyes on. I can see a date now. Alright, looks like a 6/7. Or I'm sorry, a 9/7. So it's going to be July of 1929. If I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. First number is 9, the second's a 7. So I think it's July of 1929. Not too bad a shape for the age. Yeah, cleaned up all right, I guess. I'm satisfied. But get that in oil, let the leather soak. Hey, this is me we're talking about here. It'll take much to satisfy me. So, see if we can get this cap apart and replace this gasket. That don't look like that's nickel. That's tell you what, let's check something real quick. Look there, I had a replacement. That'd be all right there. Let's see if we can burn that gasket out of there. Wait, that's swelling up. I'm guessing that's double gasketed. I guess somebody's put one over top of the old one. Needed one of this size gasket a while back ago. It's an oddball size, so I ordered me some extra ones, even though I just needed the one. They don't fit in there real tight. They just sit down in there, but it will seal. Uh-oh. Gasket shot. Cracked wide open. Let me hunt down a gasket. Okay, I've got one, but it's not much better shape than the one I got took off of it. But we'll go ahead and put it on there, because it's my last one. You would think somebody that peddles as many lanterns as I do in the collection I've got, that I wouldn't have that problem, that I would have plenty. Well, I'll learn from my mistakes. I should have left good enough alone. I tried to hit that on the buffer after I cleaned it, and I guess that nickel just don't stick to that steel like it does the brass and the copper. Man, I buffed my nickel right off there. Most of it anyway. Well, I'll learn as I go. Yeah, I just about gave myself a heart attack. I took this set screw over to the buffer to buff that out a little bit, and just before I got as close as I was going to go, son, it caught that and slung it. It smacked me in the chest. Excuse me. And I got them wide gaps out on my deck, out there on the deck boards, and it slung it out of my fingers and hit me in the chest, but somehow managed to land in the palm of my hand. I got somebody looking out for me. So I don't think I'd ever found a replacement. Oh, okay, I dropped it again. But at least this time it's inside. Alright, I'm calling it. This old stove I'm using an old propane adapter, and it's not working right. I can't get a high burn out of it. My water's getting warm, or my vinegar's getting warm, but it's not boiling. If I could get a boil out of it, I could bring a lot more of that black out of there, that pitting. I could clean it up a little better, but I'm done. I had to use that stove because I had it out handy, and it's all right for cooking on, but it don't want to boil a big old stock pot of vinegar. So I'm going to hang this up. Y'all know the routine. I'm going to hang it up. I'm going to spray it I'm going to heat it with the torch and spray it WD-40 on those posts and the handle to kind of season a little bit, try to keep the rust from coming back. Got a problem. I just tighten it down there by hand, and everywhere them little stress cracks are, it's bending out. Now it's not wanting to feed back in there. Alright, that's threaded all the way to the bottom. Yeah, see, that's just plumb full of cracks. When I tighten it, when I thread it down, it just splits it. So I think I've got enough threads left in there. I'm going to take my Dremel tool and where it's flared out there, trim that down, because it's still got enough threads to hold on. I think I'll do that, because if I take this apart again, where that's flaring out like that, it's going to pull off. I'm going to lose it in that panel. I'll never get it back out of there. Alright, off camera, I laid this down on my vise and I took a hacksaw. I had it threaded on here, and I took a hacksaw and just went all the way around, just etched it, and then broke off all the pieces that were flaring out, and then took and filed it down the best I could. It's not perfect, but it's threaded on there, and it's not all flared out now, so it should, in theory, drop down in there now. Look there. How you like that? Okay, originally this was clocked the other direction, like that. And I know some of you sticklers out there, they're going to see this, and when I post a picture of it, they're going to say, you got that clock backwards. Maybe so, but back here is where that dent is, and so I'm going to clock it like this, where the dent will be on the back, and ain't no big deal to me. I mean, it's still going to work. That packing is kind of tight. So maybe just may have over tightened it. So I can see marks on it where somebody's been turning it with a pair of pliers, bite marks. We'll see if I can loosen it up just a little bit with heat. If not, we'll back the valve off a little bit. The valve nut. Oh yeah, that made a major difference. Wow, that's hot. Let's just keep working it. Yeah, Major difference. All right, got that little nipple on there. Gotta line it up inside that bracket there. You got this little kind of like a spacer or shield that protects the brass. We'll call it a protector. Right. That's what I'm talking about right there. Okay, I can feel the needle going up and down. Now where that rod is right dead in front of that valve, I'm gonna turn my generator at an angle where I can put my door over here where I can reach in and get to that tip cleaner. Okay, I can hear it passing air. Open it just a little bit, closing it back as I heat that generator. Oh, I think I see flame. Okay, to release pressure, try less pressure. It's lightning going back out. All right, let's try 6 pumps. Houston, we have liftoff. Look at that. Beautiful blue flame. Alright. Let's turn that off. Let's tie on some mantles. Got a pack of silk lights just for the occasion. Okay, paint remover wouldn't bring that black off there, but I put it in that vinegar, that hot vinegar. Let's let it soak. It wasn't boiling. But check that out. Watch how that comes off there. Alright, there you have it. It's my first slant. It's a 220 slant. First one I've ever fiddled. First one in my collection. I think I like it. Man, check out Rob's mica. See if I can do it without burning my hand. Look at that. Stays up when you open it. Push right back down. So you can get in there and you can turn that generator. I think that's an R55 generator. You got it's the earlier one. Alright, y'all know the routine. If you like these kind of videos, hit the like button, share, subscribe. That's what I was afraid of when I tried to buff that out. Looks like it's got a little wax on that vent right there. On the side, but hey, that's okay. I'm tickled. I really am. So, Ed Hodges, buddy. Appreciate you. Okay. Catch you all on the next one. God bless.